Hi, I'm Russ. I'm the maker of Zipchat, and I'm super duper excited to show you what Zipchat can do for your e-commerce store. Zipchat offers the easiest way to create an AI agent for an online store. Let's do one together. All I need to do is I need to input my store URL, and we can create an agent super easily, super fast. I have my own demo Shopify store called Russ One Snowboards, but we also support all kinds of other platforms and custom platforms. Now, to do this, all I need to do is input my store URL. And what Zipchat is going to do is going to connect, in that case, to my Shopify store, and also going to open my store online, and it's going to start learning. It's going to start looking at the pages on the store. It's going to look at internals, and it's going to build this comprehensive knowledge base of what my store does and what my brand stands for. And it's super quick. In my case, especially that now I have a very small amount of products, you can see it's already done. And our agent already ready to start talking to our customers. So let's try it. I can click on test chat and it's already welcoming me, and I can say, hey, do you have snowboards? And some of the popular models are some of my products. But then I can start asking stuff that are related to my brand, but are not entirely in the website. So I'm going to ask, what's the difference between a rocker and a camberboard? And you can see Zipchat leverages all the world's information in the context of your store, like a skilled clerk would do, right? So this, again, is not in my knowledge base. This is not on the website, but Zipchat already knows what we're talking about. And it's giving me this general information in the context of selling me a board. Now, if I ask about something that is not related to the store, it's not going to answer. So this is not ChatGPT. I can ask, what do you think about it? And you can see it's going to decline politely because, again, Zipchat has the primary purpose of helping your customers on your brand. It's not going to talk about competitors. It's not going to talk about all random stuff. And it's not supposed to do anything that's outside of helping customers buy your products or assisting them with their order. Now, I can refresh that. And if we go to the AI training tab, you can see it already indexed my website. But this is just the starting point. So what I can do is I can add more information that is not on my website and is not generally available. To do this, I can click add a new source, and we support a variety of different sources. We can have a single page, you can import a whole website, we can import a sitemap if you have a sitemap with pages, you can have a list of links. If you do Google shopping, you can import all of your products and have a Google merchant feed, PDF documents, or you can just write stuff. So I can say delivery to Bulgaria, for example, and I can say delivery to Bulgaria is 5 days. And now this is going to be saved, and Zipchat is going to know this. On top of that, if somebody talks to Zipchat or I talk to Zipchat and I don't like the answer, what we can do is create corrections. So basically do a trial and error for Zipchat to remember. The way that works is, let's say, that's a question like that. Let's say France. I don't have any delivery information on my website. So it's probably going to tell me it doesn't know, right? So it's telling me I can see Bulgaria is 5 days, but France, I have no idea. And now I can either add the information, but sometimes you just want to correct how it's answering. And to do this, I can create a correction. And I can say, whenever somebody asks this question, I want you to answer in that specific way. So I can say, delivery to France is 2 days, we use only DHL, and we use drone deliveries. Let's do this. So Zipchat is going to remember this. And now, every time somebody asks a similar question, not the exact question, but a similar question, Zipchat is going to look at this and is going to use it as a basis to its answers. I'm not going to ask the same thing. I'm going to ask, do you deliver to France, which is a bit different. And you can see it's saying what I told it, right? It takes 2 days. It uses drone delivery, etc. And that way you can teach Zipchat over time, and Zipchat is going to become better. And on top of everything else, we also give you access to the prompting of this agent. So you can change how it behaves totally. For example, I can tell Zipchat to first qualify the user before it's actually start offering products. So I can say, before recommending a support, ask the customer if they are a man or a woman, their height and their skill level, and what type of writing they want to do. Something like this, right? So we want to qualify the user so we know what kind of board to offer to them. I can save this. So now if I ask the same question, you can recommend me as a word. You can see it's gonna first ask me about all these stuff that I added in instructions before it recommends something. And you can use the custom instructions to do a lot of things. You can connect it with different tools and like abilities that Zipchat has. For example, if somebody wants to cancel their order, forward the request, I'm going to show you what this is in the future. Or you can just do fun stuff like set this emoji or whatever. It's up to you. And we have some examples here of how to do it. After we've set up our chat and we're happy with the responses, we need to give away to our customers to talk to our chat. And we offer two options currently. One is for people to talk in a chat bubble chat inside of your store, or they can talk to you via WhatsApp. Now, we really like WhatsApp because WhatsApp gives you some unique advantages. One of them is the fact that whenever somebody contacts you on WhatsApp, you already have their phone number, you already have their name, you can follow up with them even if they leave the website. So we think there is a huge opportunity to use WhatsApp as the main way for your customers to interact with Zipchat. To connect WhatsApp, it's super simple. You need a phone number, which is going to hold your agent. You can use one of your own numbers. You can buy a number from a telecom operator, or you can buy one from a service that we recommend. Let's go to your business number. There's a link inside the app. And then all you need to do is you need to click connect number, and you're going to see a Facebook pop-up show up that you have to just go through the steps. So I'm going to go through the steps. It's going to say some things. You have to pick a business portfolio. Now I'm going to use one of my test ones. If you don't have one, you have to create one. Just make sure you provide a valid website because Facebook checks these things. And then if you don't have a WhatsApp business account, you have to create a WhatsApp business account. In my case, I have one. And I'm going to select my phone number. Usually you don't have this. And then here you have to fill in your phone number and validate it. Now I already have my phone number validated, so I just click confirm. It's gonna take a second, and I click finish. That's it. Your WhatsApp is now connected, and whenever people send a message to this phone number, automatically they're gonna talk to your agent. So we can test this real quick. We can just click on test channel, and this is gonna automatically open my WhatsApp app on my computer. It's gonna start a chat with my business account on WhatsApp. If I send a message, this message will be received by Zipchat. The typing bubble shows up, it's generating a message, and it's saying, hey, how can I help you, etc., etc. Now, the cool thing about Zipchat is you can see all your conversations inside the app. So if I go on conversations, you can see here somebody is sending a message, and then you can see what the AI responded. You can see the status, if the message was read, etc. And you can see who sent the message. Now I'm going to hide my phone number here, but you can see the phone number and the name of the customer. That's super cool, but this is only if people approach you, right? And they can approach you either via link. So we have a link to the chat that you can send out for people to click and show up. They can either type your number manually, or you can make your own bubble, or WhatsApp bubble, and add it on your website. But this is if somebody wants to reach out first. What else you can do is you can also reach out to your customers by doing a campaign, a proactive WhatsApp campaign, and send messages to them directly. You can do this by going to campaigns, and here is going to ask you to add a payment method. So you have to click on this button, and basically you need to create a payment method inside Meta. The reason we do this is because we don't charge any markup on Meta messages, and we opted to use the Meta billing directly. So you pay only Meta, we don't charge you anything extra, unlike all of the other WhatsApp providers, which will charge you usually double on what Meta is charging you. We don't do that. After you're done, you just click I added a payment method, and you're gonna see the option to create campaigns. You can create a campaign and you can set it up. Now we have a couple of types of campaigns that you can set up. You can set up a one-off blast campaign or ongoing campaigns. One-off blast campaign is like the typical send once to all the contacts you want. Or ongoing is things like abandoned cart messages, order placed messages. Abandoned cart is when somebody goes to the checkout and they add their phone number, but they don't buy for some reason. You can reach out to them via WhatsApp with the AI and ask them to finish their order. And the order placed is something you can do to re-engage with people after they purchase. So it can be something like, hey, if you have any questions about your order, write us here. Or you can, for example, follow up in 45 days, ask them if they like the product, ask them to buy again, etc., etc. Now I'm going to do a one-off blast just to show you how it works. But again, we're the same way for the ongoing. For the one-off blast, you can either send it to all of your contacts, and we sync your contacts inside Shopify with our database. So if you have customers inside of Shopify, we will get those, or you can also import contacts by CSV, etc. Or you can use a segment. Now, segments, again, can be imported via a CSV file, or if you have segments on your Shopify customer side of Shopify, we automatically sync those. So if I open my Shopify store, you can see I created some segments here. And these segments automatically gonna show up in the segments here. I'm gonna pick this one because it's just me. But again, you're gonna have all the others. Now, let's create a campaign. We can say snowboard, just follow. Now, the campaign has a couple of points. It has the opening message, which is like the main message the customer will see. It has the unsubscribe instructions. This is a footer that explains how the customer should unsubscribe. But what's very important here is that unlike most WhatsApp marketing apps, you don't have to add a keyword or something, because Zipchat understands the intent of the customer. So they don't have to reply with stop. They can say, don't message me again. And Zipchat, because it's AI, it's going to understand that the customer wants to unsubscribe, and it's going to provide a better experience. Then the third thing we have is the campaign prompt. The campaign prompt allows you to instruct how Zipchat should behave for this campaign only. So if I have 3 different campaigns, depending on which campaign the customer is in, Zipchat can behave differently and do different things. Now, let's imagine I'm sending out a campaign to people that bought a snowboard in the past year. So I can say, hello, we're contacting you because you bought a snowboard last year. And I can just ask for feedback, right? I can say, can you tell us how it went? Did you manage to write it? I'm gonna add a snowboard emoji. So I'm gonna start off with just trying to get the engagement of the customer instead of with a simple blast message, hey, buy my product. And the goal here is to get the customer to talk. And after they talk, I can write a prompt that goes into a billion directions. And depending on how the conversation flows, Zipchat can either do one thing, sell any of the products I have on my website, basically anything that the AI can do. So here what I want to do is the following. I want to see if the customer actually rode the snowboard. If they rode the snowboard and they liked it and they rode it a lot, I can offer them ski wax, right? Just some cross-sell so they can wax their board. But let's say they didn't ride the snowboard. In that case, maybe, I don't know, let's say I have a partnership with a ski company, I can offer them a tour. And if they're unhappy with anything, I can just get their feedback and try to solve this thing. And I can describe, you could usually do this with flows on other systems, but I can describe it any way possible, and it doesn't rely on keywords. It relies on what the customer is saying, and that's really magical. So here's what I'm going to write. I'm going to write, if the customer rode the snowboard, offer them to, you're happy, offer them to buy a ski wax with a discount. Okay, but if they didn't write it, tell them they're sorry and then encourage them to start writing. And I'm going to offer them to go to my home resort in Bansko to start writing there. For them a ski trip in Bansko, Bulgaria. So it's super cool. I'll link them this website. Let's list the Bansko website. And then, if for any reason the customer isn't happy, to contact support at response supports. All right, let's save this, right? So we have snowboard purchase follow-up. This is the opening message. Can you tell us how it went, etc. It's gonna send to only myself, and we have this prompt. Let's save this draft and see what's gonna happen. We do a couple of things here. First, Meta has to approve the message. Also, we are using AI to determine what kind of category this message in, which has different pricings in Meta, but that's a story for another day. And I can also test the conversation before I send it and see how the prompt is going to react. So I can click test. You can see the first message, and I can say, hello, yes, I really love the snowboard. I rode it all year. So you can see Zipchat is starting to cross-sell me with another like ski wax product, right? Like we said it. Let's try with someone that didn't ride the snowboard. Hello, I didn't manage to ride all year. Surface. You can see now it's saying, oh, wow, unfortunately. You can go to Bansko and get a ski resort, etc. And let's say someone is unhappy. So as you can see, I can map out the different scenarios, and it's because it's AI. No matter like how the conversation goes, we can go back and forward. And if I have 1,000 product catalog, it can go into any of the 1,000 products and recommend a product or a cross sell or ask for reviews, anything you want. And this is something we're super proud of because this makes Zipchat super flexible, and any of your campaigns is gonna feel like you reaching out to the customer, looking out for them, and having a unique one-on-one conversation instead of just a plain marketing campaign. Now, if I refresh this, you can see my campaign is ready to send. So it was approved by WhatsApp, and it's a marketing conversation. So here I can click this link, and I can see the current pricing of WhatsApp. I'm going to click set campaign and see what's going to happen. And you can see I received the message on WhatsApp, so I can go and proceed with this conversation. Going back to the campaign screen, I can see how many of the people saw the message, read the message, and if somebody buys, I'm going to also see the ROI on this campaign. What if I told you you can do WhatsApp marketing for free? What if I told you you can follow up and retarget your customers like a normal human being instead of being a robotic flow-based spam machine and annoying your customers? Well, today we're introducing WhatsApp follow-ups, a unique way for Zipchat to intelligently talk to your customers about what they want and whenever it makes sense. Here's a conversation that I had with myself on my imaginary snowboard shop. And you can see I asked about snowboards for beginners. Here's Zipchat answered the standard answer, like these are the snowboard for beginners that we have. But I didn't answer, I just asked and left. So now we can program Zipchat to follow up and say, hey, what's up? Do you need extra help? What happened? Here's how it works. We need to create a follow-up campaign, and we can do this from going to campaigns, clicking create a campaign, and clicking WhatsApp campaign. We set a name. We say ongoing campaign, follow-up. And here you can see the cost from Meta is free. And why this is free? Because for a 24-hour window, you are allowed to respond to your customers without extra charges. And since the customer already asked you something, you can follow up and it's not going to cost you anything. We have 4 different fields that we want to fill. When to follow up, when not to follow up, what are the conditions to follow up, and what to say. When to follow up is what it is, right? You want to say to Zipchat when to follow up to the customer. So I want to say follow up after 1 hour, then after 3 hours, and finally after 12 hours. This is it. You can use your own words. You don't have to create like some weird stuff. You can just say like you would say to a colleague. What are the conditions for follow up? I only want to follow up if somebody asks about a product. I don't want to bother them if they were asking for a support issue and we solved it. So I can say follow up only if. Follow up only if someone asked for snowboards. I don't care about the other stuff. And when not to follow up, I can be super explicit, right? I can say do not follow up if the customer. So I don't want them to follow up if the customer bought something, and Zipchat knows if the customer bought something, right? So it has the context of their order history, or if they had a support question, or in my case, if they were asking about skis, I don't want to talk to these guys. Like I only want to talk to people that were asking about snowboards. And now what to say, right? You can explain to Zipchat. I can either say to create a discount, I can say to do something else, but in my case, I want to generate a unique reason why snowboarding is good for their health and is going to change their life. That's it. Now Zipchat is going to be following up with customers, explaining to them why they need to buy a snowboard. And again, because you can prompt it, I can do pretty much everything. I can say only follow up if the customer was talking about is a beginner, right? And I can have another campaign for advanced snowboarders, etc., etc. So the prompt is the limit. You can do whatever your imagination has, and if you can put it into words, you can do it with this kind of campaign. And again, no flaws. We save this draft. You can click test, and you can actually time travel and role play with the chat and see what's going to happen. So let's say I want to test this. I'm going to ask the same question. Zipchat is answering pretty much the same thing, but now I can actually time travel and I see what's going to happen. So I'm not going to respond, and I'm going to wait for 1 hour and see what's going to happen. I click play. And as you can see, because 1 hour passed, Zipchat is following up. And I can do this and role play, right? So I can say, for example, don't bother me again. Right? So we can role play all this. And it's saying, okay, I understand. And now I can forward with like 12 hours and see if it's going to follow up with me. As you can see, Zipchat is refusing to talk to me because the user said, don't bother me again. So I can go back and forth and keep trying things, or I can like clear the chat and I can start over and try things. If I don't like something, I can go back and I did my prompting and try again. Once I'm satisfied with the responses and the results, I can click start sending and click start sending, and it's going to start sending. So that's pretty much it. To allow customers to talk to Zipchat directly on your website, you can use our bubble chat. Our bubble chat It's super easy to install. All you need to do is go to scripts and integrations and add our JavaScript to your site. If you are on Shopify, you can use a theme app embed. And if you're not on Shopify, you can use our JavaScript code. You can add it directly to your HTML like a Facebook pixel, or you can use Google Tag Manager. But for Shopify, all you need to do is visit this link. It's going to open your theme settings and you just have to click save. This is going to show the bubble chat on your site. Opening the website, you can see the bubble chat is here. Although maybe I want to customize it. Maybe I want to fit it more to my theme. To do so, I can go back to the channels tab and I can change a couple of things. First, I can edit the visibility. I can decide if I want to show the bubble chat everywhere, or maybe I just want to show it on desktop, maybe just on mobile. And also I can edit the whole design of the bubble. I can change the name. I can upload an avatar. I can change the welcome message and so on. So for example, I can change the color to, let's say, something more blue. I can also add predefined messages, which are messages that are easily accessible by the customer, so they can ask, for example, recommend me a snowboard. And now if I save this, I can just go back to the site, refresh the page, and it's going to work just fine. There is a lot of settings that you can play with, things like different disclaimers, chat position, you can put it on the left, on the right, and so on. I'm not gonna go into too many details, but something else that is cool is that you can either talk to the chat directly, or you can add a lead collection option. So the lead connection option collects the email of the customer once they talk to you. So for example, if we enable this, let's go to chat settings, configuration, and then I already enabled lead collection. And what this is going to do is it's gonna ask me for my email before it answers something. So I'm going through an incognito window, and I'm going to the chat. I'm gonna ask it to recommend me a snowboard, and you can see it's asking me for my email. So I'm gonna add an email here, and now it's gonna remember my email. It's gonna know it when it's talking to me, but also it's gonna import this into Shopify and everywhere. So if I have, for example, a Klaviyo connection set up and having an abandoned cart flow or something, it's going to put me into that flow. So you can also collect leads when they're talking to the chat. Another cool thing that you can do is you can create proactive campaigns. Similar to WhatsApp campaigns, these allow you to talk to customers proactively, but on the website. To do so, I go to campaigns and I can click create campaign. I can select a proactive chat campaign. And this proactive chat campaign, it allows me to proactively send a message to a customer when something happens. I can do this on all pages, on specific products. I can do it on specific pages, etc. But for now, I'm going to put it on all pages. And I'm going to say, if somebody stays for 1 second on the website, you can do this for seconds. We can do this for percentage of scrolling, etc. I can just say, hey, is there anything I can help you with? I'm going to click save, enabling it. And if I preview, now you see Ruslan Snowboard AI is proactively pinging me to start talking to the chat. This is pretty much the essence of the chat bubble. I'm super interested to see what kind of designs you come up with and all the proactive campaign experience that you make for your customers. Zipchat provides you with insight about the return on investment you're getting and the value Zipchat brings to your conversions. Whenever somebody talks to the chat and makes a purchase, it automatically merges the two sessions together, and you can see how Zipchat contributed to this sale. Let's see it in action. I'm going to go to the website and try to get a snowboard recommendation. Zipchat provided me with some options, and let's say I like the first one. I like this one. It's 680 euros. I'm going to buy it now. We now have an order. Let's jump back to the Zipchat dashboard and see what we have. Refreshing the page, you can see I have a new order. And going to the conversations, I can see this conversation, the order I had, and how Zipchat contributed. You see this is Ruslan Atejski. You can see the conversation, and I can even click on the order and see what exactly the customer bought. The way this works is by adding a JavaScript pixel on your thank you page. And if you're on Shopify, we do this automatically at the moment you connect your Shopify app. But if you're not on Shopify, you can still benefit from this by installing our JavaScript sales pixel. And the way to do this, you just need to click activate, you need to add the pixel, and Similar to a Facebook script, you just need to add a small script telling us what the customer bought. That way, you can benefit from good analytics and you can understand better how Zipchat helps you close sales and improves your conversion rate. The most common question that customers ask is, where is my order? And Zipchat can answer this automatically. If we go to the website and I open the chat bubble, I can directly ask this question and Zipchat will ask me for my order details and look up the order for me. In this case, it's asking for an order number and an email address. We need these two informations for additional security. I just made a test order, so I'm going to send the details of my test order and let's see what happens. You can see Zipchat is plugging into the backend of my store. It found the order, it found the total, it found the product, and it's telling me that there is no tracking information yet. However, if there is tracking information or a tracking link, Zipchat will know this and it will send it to the customer. Let's see how it works on the backend. On the backend, you can go to chat settings, configuration, and enable this feature. If you're using Shopify, we connect to your Shopify store automatically. If you're not using Shopify, but using another system or your own custom system, you can still benefit from this feature by plugging to our API. All you need to do is you need to go to the integrations tab and you need to enable order tracking custom API integration. And we have a really simple API integration that it usually takes 1 hour of implementation, and then Zipchat can plug into your own system, no matter if it's a custom CMS, if it's a ERP, whatever. And then Zipchat can answer your customers where the order is and what's its status. When Zipchat doesn't know the answer to something, it doesn't hallucinate. It works with your support team by escalating the issue up, like level 1 and level 2 support. Let's ask a question that we know that Zipchat doesn't know the answer to right now because I don't have information. For example, what's your return policy? You can see it's offering me to forward the request. So let's say, yes, please forward it. Then what Zipchat is going to do is going to collect this information and it's going to send this message to the team. And you can see this is the email that your team would receive. You have a new inquiry, this is the email, request summary, a summary of the email, a link to the conversation that I can open and see what's happened. And then also I can see the whole conversations here. To enable this feature, I have to go to chat settings, configuration, and enable forward request. This is super cool, but it can actually be even more useful if you combine it with custom instructions. If we go to AI training and custom instructions, I can instruct when Zipchat should forward a request. And for example, let's say I want to accept bulk orders and I don't have a B2B website, but what I can do is I can say the following. By adding this, if someone comes and just says they want to do a bulk order, Zipchat will use the chat bubble as a form collector. It's going to ask for all the details, going to validate them, and then it's going to send you an email with the already filled information that you can process. Let's give it a try. You can see now it's requesting all the information. If I just say one thing, it's still going to validate all the information that we need, so it's not going to just forward the request with half of the information. Perfect. You can see it's collected all the information and it's sending it directly to myself. The forward request is one of our most powerful features, especially when combined with custom instructions, because it allows you to build all kind of semi-manual processes after, but you can filter out a lot of preloaded information, a lot of questions, and then when somebody wants to do an order cancellation or a refund or bulk order or even orders that don't have a payment, so like cash on delivery orders, you can program this into the custom instructions, combine it with forward request, and then process them on the backend. I hope you enjoy the forward request feature, and I hope it's very useful to you.